Hi everyone, this is Mincy and welcome back to another Tarkov guide. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put together the best build for the AUG A3. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So first of all, the reason why we're going to be using the AUG A3 instead of its counterpart the A1 is because the A3 overall has better customization and better stats. Now with that said, the first thing I'm going to do is disassemble the gun so we can start from scratch, and then I'm going to click on edit build. Once here, the first thing we're going to do is put on the A3 Victor receiver. Next up, for the bolt, we're going to be using the A3 charging handle because it gives us +3 ergo as opposed to the A1's +1 ergo. Next, for the barrel, I'm going to be using the 20-inch barrel because this gun has a lot of ergo and we could do with the lower recoil. Next, for the end of our barrel here, we're going to want to put on the Ratworks muzzle device adapter, so then this gives us availability to all of the 5.56 muzzle devices. And here I'm going to put on the G-Lock Hammer 5.56 flash hider along with the M4 SDK suppressor. Now following that, for the underbarrel, I'm going to put on the rail mount here, and then underneath that, just put on a 6-inch rail or higher. Doesn't matter which one, I'm going to use the CAS-V rail here. And then from this point forward, your foregrip is up to your personal preference. So usually I'd recommend something like the SE5. However, it does say -2 vertical recoil, but when we put it on, it actually gives us 60 vertical recoil, when before that we actually had 61. So I don't know why it says that. On the opposite end of things, you have the RK2, which is going to give you the least recoil but a huge hit to ergo. Meanwhile, something in the middle is going to be the Hera Arms CQR tactical foregrip, which subtracts our ergo a little bit but gives us -2 vertical recoil still, bringing our stat total at this point to 58 ergo and 59 vertical recoil. Following that, I'm going to put a receiver rail on the top of our gun so that we can have somewhere to put our scope, and on both ends I'm going to put on these Chris Defiance iron sights, which gives +1 ergonomics for each of them. Now, something you guys might have missed is on the side of the gun, there is this pre-installed mount here where you can put on a tactical device of your choosing. For this video, I'm just going to be putting on the Balder Pro tactical flashlights. Now, finally, for the sight or scope on this gun, you can do whatever your preference is. Me personally, I'm just going to put on a 30mm ring mount, and after that, I'm going to put on a Voodoo sight. Now this is what the final build for the gun looks like, and after that I'm going to go and buy all the parts. And when buying the parts, here it says 176,000 was the estimated total. However, I already had some of the parts on hand, so realistically if you're buying them all from scratch, it's going to cost around 300k. Now after that, like usual, we are going to talk about magazines and ammo. Our two main magazines options are going to be the 30-round AUG magazine and the 42-round AUG magazine. Now the difference between these two is obviously the capacity and the actual space it takes up in your inventory, but besides that, the 30-round magazine has -3 ergonomics as compared to the 42 rounds -7 ergonomics. And like I mentioned, you're going to need a big rig like this in order to carry the 3-slot long 42 magazine, whereas something traditional like the 30-round magazine is going to fit in a lot more of your rigs. So overall, considering it has lower ergo, still a decent magazine size, along with taking up less slots, I would recommend the 30 round. Next up, we're going to be talking about ammo, and like usual, we're going to be discussing SSA AP and M995. Now, SSA AP does a little bit less damage than M995, 4 to be specific, but it also has slightly better pen than M995. So if you're really trying to go pen that level 6 armor, then SSA AP is going to be your best bet. However, M995 is a good runner-up and overall probably better for casual use. Next up, at the firing range, I'm going to be showing off this thing, and the recoil is pretty stable, as you can see. Even if I'm holding down the trigger at full range, it barely goes off of the target that much, which shows its accuracy and consistency. Now next up, I'm going to be taking this thing to labs to go and kill some PMCs and raiders to show this thing off in a real world environment. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy the clips.
coward!
Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for the video today. Again, this is the final build for the AUG A3. If you guys enjoyed this guide today and found it helpful, a like would be heavily appreciated, and subscribe for more Tarkov guides just like this one. And as always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.